So these are the last years of continued filling.
So why the wall stops, why they're building it becomes puzzling, because now I'm looking at something that says, oh, this is the same parcel, this was cultivated, this is the woodlot, don't build the wall, just dump the rock. So that is a little anomalous back there. I'd have to poke around some more to really figure out that wall, but definitely cultivated land here, woodlot here, and they were growing things most likely we don't see grown anymore. So if you think back to early 1800s, you have to grow your own food. What are you going to grow around here that no one grows anymore?
Grain.
Yeah, exactly. Wheat, barley, rye, flax. There's an incredible amount of acreage in grains. But once rail gets into these areas by the middle 1800s, that's the first thing that goes. All these cultivated lands get transitioned over to hayfield and pasturage, because cultivation is the most laborious activity.
And this is not very hospitable.
Probably not.
You don't have winter, and they don't have winter wheat strains.
Right. But not only that, I mean, think about the labor.
Yeah.
Right.
Every year you're going out and plowing, then you got to haul out the rock, you got to plant your seeds, you have then got to weed initially to get that crop established. You've then got to cut it with a scythe, you got to winnow it out. It's incredibly labor intensive. So once rail gets in here and people can buy grain that's produced down in the Midwest or down south, they say to heck with that. Let's just turn this into hayfield or to pasturage for our dairy cows, and we'll take the dairy money and we'll buy the grains.
And
So-
your things that simplify grain growth, grain harvesting, only are economical on larger fields than they've got anyway. So when they begin to get mechanization, it doesn't work here.
Exactly, and that makes sense. That once this moved out of cultivation, went into hay or to pasturage. And
So this was the mid-19th century?
yes, right around 1850s.
1851, so it's that around there.
Right around there. That's when it all changes. So,
That late?
yeah.
Right.
So early 1800s, a lot of New England would have looked like the Midwest with huge, billowing fields of grain. But then that all disappears. And I was shocked.
Sheep.
Yeah, and sheep.
Grain and sheep.
Grain and sheep.
If you look at, in the Bethel Historical Society and around town, you'll see copies of, I think it's the 1853 Oxford County map. You'll have a summary of all, by town, of all the crops produced.
Well, that's
and
cool.
hops and grains and barley and so forth. I mean, and sheep, and the livestock as well are listed. And that tells you just what you said.
Yeah.
The other thing that, again, I've read it, and I see this too, is some of these things just mean they moved out.
Yeah, that they.
That's
that
why
could
the
be.
wall stopped.
Exactly. Yeah.
You mean they just stopped building the wall?
And left town.
Well, don't forget.
This
He
used to
said
be
the
a
whites got
town.
ugly.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, from New England, there was a huge economic collapse in the 1840s, and a lot of people just left.
This used to be a town, and it was unincorporated. It became the organized territory. When was that? I think it was actually early 1900s.
It was disincorporated?
Yes. Yes. Albany no longer exists as an incorporated area. It has a town hall without a town.
Yeah.
It was in the 30s, wasn't it?
In the 1830s. From 1930s. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.